like to invite the founder of India STEM Foundation, Mr. Sudhanshu Sharma. Just to give you a brief about Mr. Sharma and the India STEM Foundation. Mr. Sudhanshu Sharma has been the founder director of India STEM Foundation, and he has been at the forefront of transforming STEM education in India. Since 2006, his organization has impacted thousands of students by making robotics, coding, and hands-on STEM learning accessible. And one of the most significant contribution has been the World Robot Olympiad in India, bringing World Robot Olympiad in India, and growing it into a nationwide movement. Under his leadership, WRO India has become a platform where young innovators develop problem-solving skills, showcase their creativity, and compete at the global level. I now invite Mr. Sharma, Sudhanshuji, to please start his presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. And good afternoon to everyone. I hope the coffee and tea has rejuvenated the spirits. I will try to make you sleepy, so please bear with me. My sincere thanks to Director General Shri Chaudhary ji and DDG Shri Samrinder Kumar ji, and to the entire NCSM team for having us here today to make a presentation to all of you. These two gentlemen, along with other people like Anurag ji and Umesh ji, who have already been associated with WRO for several years. So we are fortunate to be associated with an organization like National Council of Science Museums. The word that I picked up yesterday was Johar. So I was trying to figure out where Johar comes from. Is it from Johar, or this is another version of good morning? So in my mind, I decided that this is Johar. So we are all fighting. We are all warriors in our own field, especially if you are doing STEM promotion or science promotion. Because this is a war, or this is a fight that you are fighting every day, and there is no clapping for you. The parents will just look at your artifact and go away. But nevertheless, we are appreciating each other here. So thank you so much, and please give yourself a big hand for doing the great work that you are doing. थोड़ा जोर से बॉस, सर आपके लिए ताड़ी बजानी सबको, अपने लिए चला देना. You know what I realized since yesterday, I have picked up a lot of new things. Has been every moment that I've spent here has been worthwhile, the visit that we have come here. And I think NCSM and all the science centers who are associated with their state bodies and other things are a true reflection of STEM plus arts, which is a new form of STEM. It's called STEAM. Because you guys are creating artworks, we are talking about exhibits, and it is a very hard work to, as I've learned from all of you, it is very difficult for you to convert or tell a story about science in simple words to people who have no interest in science. We are bringing students from schools and teaching them about the importance of science by creating a story that can, catch their imagination and curiosity, which is a great work. And you are truly a reflection of STEAM organization, or the STEAM that we want to have here. I heard a lot of words. Digital technology. Everybody is talking about the whole webinar, the whole conference is on digital technologies. AI for developing science exhibits quickly. Yesterday there was a presentation by the gentleman, Inava Vamsi, the guy who came from Param Science Center. And he also happens to be a WRO alumni. If you don't know, in 2015, he was a participant in the World Robot Olympiad Championship. And I was talking to him yesterday. He says that was one of the turning points, pivot points in life that ignited the interest that has brought him to open up a science center in Bangalore. He's a very young guy, 25, 26 years old. If we don't use technology, Mr. Sharma said that if we don't use AI, then somebody else will use AI and replace you. Could be a private player. These are the things that I picked up yesterday. Design, the word repeatedly coming up is design. Balance, projects, research. The Vice Chancellor from the university said, no one size fits all. How do you teach science to students? There is no template. Everybody has a different mind and different way of learning. Digital era, these were repeated, they have been repeated, they will continue to be repeated for the next 2 days. About Gen Z, about social media presentation, and other worrisome words. I call them worrisome words because these are words, what to do with them. We are all talking about what to do with them, what will happen. There's uncertainty. Then I went last night on a website to Google what will be the jobs of future, what will happen in 2040. I just picked up a 2040 because I used to search 2030, but 2030 is just around the corner. So let 15 years down the line. Because when I was in college, only 3 types of jobs are available. Either you become engineer, lawyer, or a doctor, right? And all the remaining people like me did BCom, and they wanted to become accountants. So this is the world. But now we are talking about brain augmentationists. These are some, random jobs. This is a website. You can all visit this futuristicspeaker.com. He has listed more than 100 such job roles that could happen in future. Are we even teaching them? Are we even teaching, did we teach the digital marketing 20 years ago when you were in school? I have not heard about it. So how are we going to build a future generation, the Gen Z, with all the internet, all the mobile phones, if they have no idea, what are they going to do with all the knowledge? They are useless. They have access to knowledge on their fingertips. Few years ago, I attended a talk by a scientist. He said the science has transformed the way we are looking at the world today. 3 major revolutions happened. First revolution, or not in the proper order, could be, is the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, and the Medical Revolution. These 3 things have been the pivot point of the whole humanity for the last 300 years. If you look back 300 years, these 3 things have really changed the way we live today. People have started living longer. There is no dearth of food. There is plenty of money for everybody to work. But these are what I heard in his presentation. These 3 situations have caused more challenges. There are more people on this earth than the earth actually planned for us to be here. I don't know whether they planned for 10 billion, 20 billion, I don't know, but there are more people, and we are pressed for situations that demand how will we build infrastructure tomorrow. There will be food for everybody. There has to be houses for everybody. There will be transportation issues, which we are going to grapple. We are still grappling now. Water, fresh water is going to be the biggest challenge. Land is shrinking. So who is going to solve these problems that are coming our way because of science? The problems of today are somewhere related to the inventions and the beauty of science. He concluded by saying that these problems can only be solved with science. Again, there is no other answer to it. So if science has created such situations, we need more creative, innovative people who can solve all these problems or come out with ideas that could have a future real-world application of those ideas. I also heard a very beautiful, in the gentleman over there, I think from Calcutta, the movie, the one who showed us the nuclear bomb thing. Sorry? Mr. Manas, yes, beautiful. The thing he mentioned was visibility of technology. That when we see a movie, technology is not visible. That is the most beautiful thing. Have you ever seen such invisible technology at work? You are that invisible technology. When we speak, nobody is thinking that his brain is processing those words, where those words are coming from, how he is able to transform his thoughts to speech, how we are able to hear. We never consider those beautiful technology working here. What we are interested is to listen to what the person has to say. So this is another idea while I was listening, it came to my mind that we are all going to be inspired by nature around us. We are all nature. Human body probably is the genesis of how factories are working. We put food from one end and we can, synthesize it to various forms. Factories are being made out of, cars are being out of. So human body is the nature is our main inspiration. So these things are some of the ideas that I have learned while sitting here, thanks to all the wonderful audience, the speakers who have given these ideas to me. So how I entered here, I was always a curious child. I was always wanted to be an engineer in my life. So my grandfather had a factory. There were a lot of machines there. And in summer holidays, my full time was spent in the factory. And the biggest situation was that he used to get complaints every day that he comes and stands next to us and asks too many questions. ये कैसे हो रहा है, ये कैसे हो रहा है, ये कैसे चलता है, इसके अंदर क्या है, and all those things. So he told me, वहाँ मत जाया करो. You are troubling the workers. They are not able to produce because it's hurting me. Across our factory was another Sardarji's workshop. I belong to Punjab. I'm talking about Jalandhar. So he used to fix all the welding work. He had a gear cutting machine and all. So once they kicked me out from it, I used to go and sit in his workshop and watch him run the machines. But when I went for a professional degree, I wanted to be an engineer. My father thought the engineering college hostels are not safe because he was a dean in Punjab Agricultural University and he saw guys taking a lot of drugs. बोले एक ही लड़का है ना जबरदस्ती मुझे बीकॉम में डाल दिया फिरोजपुर में और बोला लॉ करेंगे because he was a judge, so he thought हम लॉ करेंगे, बेटा को लॉ करा देंगे और दोनों को वकील बन जाएगा, मैं तो जज हुई तो दोनों करेंगे. But eventually life had other things. I found a job when I came to Delhi in a Japanese trading company, and that Japanese trading company used to import machines, automation systems. So after 1.5 years, unfortunately that company collapsed, and one of the Japanese companies who were making advanced CNC technology machines, they connected directly with me, and that was the beginning of my entry into technology once again. And then I went all around the world in importing automation systems for the engineering sector. For 20 years I did that. So in one of my travels to Japan, the question that we used to discuss is that we are hiring engineers, but they are not engineers. They are degree holders. Same problem with us. We used to hire people for running the machines, but they had no clue. The ITI guys who came from lower, the fitter and all, they were very smart and very confident on handling equipment because they had hands-on in the ITIs. But these engineers, they are all very posh, smart, young guy, English speaking, but no content. But when I went to Japan, Switzerland, Korea, I saw that it was a different situation altogether. Those guys were all hands-on and they're all owners of their companies and they built huge organizations out of it. So why it could not happen in India? So once in my travel to Japan in 2006, I happened to go to a school with my host and his daughter was participating in a competition, robotics competition for school students. That competition was World Robot Olympia. So while I stood there, my head started spinning when I saw these young people building robots and competing with each other. I said, I have to start this in India somehow. So when I came back to India, there was no foundation. I had no idea what STEM word stands for. STEM words were not there. It was just fun for me. I said, India mein chalte hain, karenge start. So 2006 I came back and this was a pivot point in my life. I launched it, World Robot Olympiad, known as Indian Robot Olympiad at that time, and we and then one thing led to another and this becomes so exciting. And then in 2009, there is another organization in US called FIRST. It stands for Inspiration and Recognition in Science and Technology. So this is another non-profit. They have a program called First Lego League. So they approached me through Lego that you are already doing World Robot Olympiad, so why don't you also do the First Lego League? I said, okay, we'll do that. So things started to warm up, and here I learned that a lot of American companies are ready to sponsor teams because they have the CSR kind of format already in the US. So they started giving us the funds, and they said, okay, why don't you develop some teams? So this was the trigger point that I thought I could actually do this in India and make it more structured. So 2012 India STEM Foundation got formed, and all the programs were transferred to the foundation to take it forward so that we can have transparency of whatever funds we receive. It is public money, it is audited and everything. So this is how we started. So after this, the pressure, we all think we want to grow. So pressure was that how can we make the competition bigger? So one day brainstorming session, this is competition hosting. Now we know everything. We are doing it from 2006. Every year we host 3 or 4 championships regional. Competition organized karna is not the issue. Capacity is the issue. There are no teams. There are very few teams. There are no teachers. There is no capacity in schools. So we went to offering a program called Robo Shiksha Kendra to schools. So Robo Shiksha Kendra was first Robo Shiksha Kendra set up is in 2015. I went to the district, the DM, the DC in Gurgaon, and I told sir, this is what I do, and he said, oh, this is wonderful. Why don't you set one in the Navodaya Vidyalaya? How much is going to cost? I said, sir, 5 lakh rupees is going to cost. He says, we cannot give you. Can you set it up at your cost? I said, okay, sir, we'll set it up. So I went and we found some money from some donors, and we gave the kits to the Navodaya Vidyalaya, and we started the first Robo Shiksha Kendra. It was super hit. So from there, I got inspired that we can do more. And 2014, we had already bid for the World Robot Olympiad International to be hosted in India. So I reached out to National Council of Science Museums, and they were kind enough to understand the value of our program, and they partnered to host the WRO International in 2016 in India. It was a wonderful thing. You must have seen. If you not, I can share the videos later. You can all have a look at it. Then we have introduced other programs like Gyanodaya and Anushikshana. So Gyanodaya and Anushikshana is for teaching students, girls in the school about supporting educational support to them. This mission statement took us many years to form, but it keeps on changing. But the underlying event remained the same, that we want to build an ecosystem where we can drive innovation and entrepreneurship. These are the two things that are going to drive the world. If you are an entrepreneur, if you want to find the way, you will find a way, and you will have less resources, but you will find somehow the ways to do it. So this is what we are trying to do. And as I already mentioned, we have the Robo Shiksha Kendra, Gyanodaya Anushikshana. In Sarachna, we are able to do the lab setup. We can do refurbishing and everything. World Robot Olympiad, we done. We have another program we launched 2 years ago. It's STEM Conclave, STEM Works Conclave. STEM Works means it works. It is happening, that there are good positive impacts for this. And we had this on the 31st January this year, and Anurag ji kindly consented to be one of the speakers there. And this Dr. Walter Stroop, he's the chair of Department of STEM Education at University of Massachusetts, USA, was the keynote speaker here. So we want to do this activity on a quarterly basis, where we want to engage with schools and corporate CSR heads. We had Mr. Ashwini Saxena, he's the CEO of GMR Foundation, and Monica Walia, CSR head of the Global Logic Company organization. And we had a discussion panel comprising of educationists from all walks of life. So these are some of our initiatives by which we are trying to create an ecosystem, because in spite of 19 years me doing this WRO and everybody of us doing WRO, still if I go and ask eminent group, half of them had no idea what WRO is. It means we are far from creating awareness, but it's not the situation. People keep changing. Children keep growing up, they move on to other areas, so interest fades in and fades out. So I already discussed about the Robo Shiksha Kendra, and we also do mini science centers in school. These programs are done through raising money from CSR partners. So we are a smaller organization, very small organization. We have a very limited team, about a total 5 people we are running, and we hire engineers as per projects. So total we have 40-50 people, but those engineers that go to, dedicated engineers that go to schools to run the labs. Like another gentleman here also mentioned that from Bhopal Regional Center, that they are also sending mentors to the schools to run. So similarly, we are also sending engineers. So these are the capacity building programs that we hire. And we also encourage participation into World Robot Olympiad coming out of these Robo Shiksha Kendra. We are also reaching out to Atal Innovation Mission, that Atal Tinkering Labs and all. So this is a small video.
कुछ
one
नया
of our
सीखने की
installation.
कोशिश की बच्चे ने, कुछ आगे बढ़ने की चाहत रखी और हम भी खुश हैं इस चीज़ से कि भी हमारे बच्चे आगे जाएं। हम नहीं पढ़ पाए, हम नहीं कुछ बन पाए, भी हमारे बच्चे आगे बढ़े। जैसे हमने अपने लड़की की नेहा की हेल्प की, ऐसे ही हर पेरेंट्स को अपने बच्चों की हेल्प करनी चाहिए। जिस चीज़ में उनकी रुचि है उन्हें उसी चीज़ में आगे लेकर जाना चाहिए।
यहाँ पे इस स्कूल में पहले स्टेम लैब अवेलेबल नहीं थी, फिर इंडिया स्टेम फाउंडेशन और अमेज़ॉन की तरफ से हमारे स्कूल में स्टेम लैब अवेलेबल हुई। जो चीज़ हम जैसे साइंस और मैथ्स में पढ़ते हैं वो हम यहाँ प्रैक्टिकली करके देख सकते हैं।
इनिशियली रूरल एरिया के बच्चे साइंस और मैथ सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट नहीं लेते थे, पर जैसे उनको स्टेम लैब के बारे में पता चला, स्टेम लैब में उन्होंने साइंस और मैथ्स के थ्योरेटिकल जो भी पढ़ते थे वो प्रैक्टिकली उसके अंदर किया, तो उनका साइंस और मैथ सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा। अब वो बच्चे अर्बन एरिया के बच्चों के कंपैटिबल हो गए हैं।
जब से बच्चे कंपटीशन से वापस आए हैं तो उन्होंने जैसे आसपास अपने बच्चों को ये चीज़ बताई है कि हमने ये रैंक हासिल किया है, या उन्होंने क्लास में ये चीज़ शेयर की है, तो उससे जितने भी पेरेंट्स हैं सबको बहुत अच्छा मैसेज गया है और वो भी चाहते हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने बच्चों को स्टेम टिंकरिंग लैब से जोड़ के रखें।
We are thankful that Amazon has identified and supporting this STEM education initiative and making it accessible to quite a lot of students who did not have access prior. We are really happy that this is going to help them in the future.
So we are trying every day. So far we have set up around 250 such centers with the help of CSR funds that we have raised. He is one of the beneficiaries from this center, and what is the impact that our centers are creating?
Hello, my name is Arnav Takle and I am pursuing Bachelor's of Engineering degree in Electronics and Telecommunication at Siangad Institutes. During my school years at Lakshman Rao Apte Prashala, I had the incredible opportunity to participate in the Robotics Education Center established by India STEM Foundation and Tata Technologies. I got inspired by robotics, and now I have joined robotics team in my college and currently serving as electronics head there. The hands-on learning approach made the concept easier to understand and much more enjoyable. We learned a lot while playing, which boosted my confidence and motivation to pursue a career in engineering. Also, I got an opportunity to represent my school at World Robotic Olympiad at Delhi. This program has inspired many of my classmates to aim for higher education in the technical field as well. I believe that more and more students should take part in Robotics Education Center by India STEM Foundation and Tata Technologies to gain a similar transformative experience.
We have lot more testimonies where students have actually gone ahead and picked up technology courses. They got inspired and they got the confidence that they can take a technology course. They had no idea whether science can be so much fun and it could be so engrossing. So this is one testimony. Now coming to the other program, which I call as the, a core program, building the ecosystem where we can engage a lot of stakeholders. I have a lot of people in the audience who have been to, sir has also been from Gujarat Science City. He was gracious enough to host the WRO 2024 in Ahmedabad, and supported by National Council of Science Museums as well. So this program is an international program. There is a World Robot Olympiad Association which started in 2012 and 2014 they started, and India joined in 2004, they started, and we joined in 2006 to this body. And at that time, there were only 12 countries who were the participating members. So over the years, the participation has grown. Now there are more than 100 countries who are become the national partners with the World Robot Olympiad, and they are hosting the qualifying rounds and the national round in their country and popularizing STEM through World Robot Olympiad with school students. And the students who participate in the national, then they go to international to participate with the global teams. So this is the format of the program, And in India, of course, as you know, we are jointly organizing this program with the India STEM Foundation and National Council of Science Museums. And we also organize the international also in India. So national every year we do, but international is given only based on a bidding process, which takes 2 years time to bid for it. So we are now again trying to bid for another international program. So what WRO does, what is the beauty of World Robot Olympiad? It is an enabler for future ready skills. If you keep teaching me, if you keep only teaching me things, and if you don't tell me the value of this knowledge, I will not seek to learn it. So if I have a challenge in front of me, and if I need to find answers for that challenge, then my brain will start to learn and build. So here what happens is, the students have to pick up one top problem statement from the theme of the year. For example, this year's theme is the future of robots. There is a flyer on all the tables, I guess. You can keep it and learn more about it. So this year the theme is the future of robots. It means that how robots will help us in future, or we can ideation. Basically, this is a igniting point in the student's mind so that they can pick up one problem around them in their society and try to find out a solution that can be solved with technology. These students are from different age groups, starting from age 8, which is elementary, junior and senior age group. According to the age, they all need to work with an adult mentor, and the mentor will help them on the design thinking process. So I heard the word design, project, processing. So everything students will go through this iteration problem. So problem statement, they do some research on it, what happens about it. They do a development of a prototype idea. Then they go back to the solution, mentor talks about it. They test the prototype. They find it does not work the way they thought it might work. So they identify new problems in their hypothesis. They go back and apply that hypothesis to keep on going through this learning cycle again and again. So this helps students to get engaged in a fun-filled environment in doing something otherwise they will not do. Otherwise it becomes a forced knowledge being imparted on them. So this is, and also as you know, robotics is a multidisciplinary field, and it helps students to engage with mechatronics, electronics, and computer science. So it's a holistic program, and it can be implemented anywhere you want. So this is a small video of 2016 that we hosted with in the Expo Mart with NCSL. So, बंद हो गया screen. It gives you a glimpse of the energy and the fun that students are having while being there. And the categories and everything is mentioned on the flyer. There are 4 different competition categories. Your school can choose to participate in whatever category they want. And there is a challenge which is available on the website called wroindia.org, and they can learn from there. So 2024, we had 2 achievements in Turkey. The 2024 International happened in Turkey, and 2 Indian teams got amazing award. One was the Startup Idea Award in the Future Innovators category. This is the only team, one team is selected for the Startup Idea Award, And in the Future Innovator elementary category, Indian team got the 3rd position amongst about 260 teams who had come from all across the world. So let's give a big hand to these teams who have done well, and this is encouraging more and more students to do better. I have seen people from 2006 to now, every year this standard is increasing for Indian because mentors are getting better. And still we have a very less penetration in India based on our population. If you see, Malaysia had 2,411 teams in 2000. They started in 2004, and we had last year only 851 teams. Out of that, about 450 teams were school teams coming for the first time, because we have made one team entry without registration if you remove every school. So that helped us a lot to have more schools come join. Our 3-year plan is to grow from 800 teams. Next year we want to go to, this year 2025, to 16, double from last year, and 4,000 and 12,000 teams by year 2027. Because we are also aspiring to host these programs in India, where we are bidding for, along with the National Council of Science Museum, to host international program again in India. So it is more important that Indian program is also scaled up, so that we are able to host an international program. So these are our targets. Some of them we have taken. We cannot do it alone, so we need everybody's help to do it. And out of that, we have some growth plans in awareness, teachers training, and capacity building. So we are trying to look for CSR funds for this awareness. What happens is, one of the challenges is that we don't get CSR support for hosting World Robot Olympiad. So there is a dedicated team in our India STEM Foundation that is working around the year to manage this program to technically, and also marketing and awareness and going to schools and all those things. So nobody is giving us the funds for running this CSR. Just take one more minute, sir. And we are depending on registration fees alone. So these are one of our challenges. Other challenges that, people are not aware of it. So we have done from last year is that every school can send one team without the payment of registration fee, and we introduced a virtual round altogether, so that in first round, schools can join virtually by submitting their ideas online. So it has that remote schools, people who are like Shillong, the Science Center was mentioning, they have accessibility issues. So those students can also get involved in our program. So that has shown a lot of good things for us. We are actually requiring bigger venues. Earlier we used to manage in schools, but now the teams are more and we can't fit in schools. Earlier we used to request the school to give free venue to save cost, but now it is not possible. Last year, the Gujarat Science Center had a huge hall. It was totally jam-packed. If the teams grow by 20 teams also, we cannot accommodate in the Gujarat facility, So we can't say the team should not grow, but we can ask them to make another big hall or find some alternate space. So the opportunities here that we are asking here is that we need some financial support. We have already requested the NCSM headquarters to please help us with the funding. My own request, can we also have WRO champions? It's an idea that all the affiliated bodies and science centers can have WRO champions who can help us. I saw a lot of access you have to schools, where you have WhatsApp groups, you have emailers, you have school database. So somehow if we could outreach to schools and colleges through your help, so spread the good word with them. We can work with you to conduct STEM teachers training for them to work on it. And we can engage with schools and colleges and you can also host some tinkering workshops, or even mentor some teams, and also help us hosting the regional in your facility if the facility allows. We have to see the technical feasibility of this. And also please help us to leverage relationship. Like this year, we have sent letters to many government bodies, and the Ministry of Education has in turn sent letters to all of the state education departments, and it is going to schools. So this is something that we need to work upon. Without all of you are in the same space, and I hope you value what this program stands for, and please help us to do that. And these are some of our partners who have supported us for CSR program. I've only dedicated one sheet, but we have a long list now. So thank you very much for your time. And thank you, sir. Just one more point I wanted to show, that recently I have written to Meghalaya government for, can you please show the screen? we have written to Meghalaya government, we have written to all the governments where we are asking that we can sign MOU with them and we can provide free teachers training and also help to raise money through CSR for their STEM labs. So I heard the gentleman from who has finding it difficulty from Shillong about he raised the money. But we can, so we have written, if this can be pursued further, I have written to all of them. And so please help us to take this good word forward. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you, Sudhanshuji. The next presentation is from Nonsense Studios, and this studio is leading in immersive experiences since 2012 and is now expanding into IP-based Indian-themed entertainment, including rides, 9D VR, and dome experiences. The studio has played a key role in creating new media content for landmarks like the Statue of Unity and Red Fort. At the core of this expansion is the Adventures of Orko, a thrilling multiverse journey with an Indian twist. As a single window partner, it specializes in concept creation, deployment, and execution of multimedia attractions, amusement parks, and large-scale PPP projects. I now invite Mohan Guripati, partner, Nonsense Studios, to please deliver his presentation.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Mohan. I'm one of the partners at Nonsense Studios. Um, so I used to go to science museums when I was a child. I have a background in science. I'm a TIFR graduate. So it's a privilege to be able to work with you. We have, and thank you for this opportunity. All right. So let me start with our understanding of NCSM's mission. And which is first you want to generate interest, right? You want to enable students and frankly even adults, right? Because scientific temper is a national need. You want them to explore. You want people to understand and engage with complex ideas. Global warming, how do my actions affect something else, right? And if you want people to be curious, if you want them to go back and look at it, you've got to enthrall them with the idea. It doesn't just have to be a film, right? So the idea, one of the goals then for NCSM is to enable discovery. Everything that you're doing is to help people learn, appreciate, and understand new concepts, and hopefully then the schools and other organizations help them build on that. So now, if that is sort of the thesis, then because people understand things in different ways, yesterday there was a mention of multiple intelligences, right? You want to actually introduce the same idea and concept in multiple ways because that's how you reinforce, right? And that's where you want multimedia. That's where multilingual becomes very important. We have solutions where we have solutions in 8, 10, 15 languages because it matters. We spoke about digital tools and we'll share some of the work that we've done. But at the end of the day, you also need physical, tactile experiences because that's how you learn. And that's where interactive VR can be a very powerful tool. That's where custom hardware with 3D printing can be a very powerful tool. And we've done some of this work, so I'll walk you through some of it. So very, very briefly for Nonsense Studios is, as sir introduced us, we've been around now for a bit. Since 2012, we've done about 400 plus 3D projection mappings, including the Red Fort, Statue of Unity. I'll show you a brief glimpse of some of the work that we've done. But we are not just a content creator. As you will see, we actually now do circuit design, we do hardware design. So we're an end-to-end solution. We develop experiences, right? And learning, a good experience can lead to enduring learning. All right, so just to give you a sense of what we've done, this is something that we developed for the Smritivan Memorial, which was about the Bhuj earthquake back about in the early 2000s. And we created all the content and we worked with integration partners. So you're actually standing on a platform which vibrates to give you a sense of what an earthquake feels like, right? So we've done the content development, the hardware was installed by a partner, but we did all the programming and synchronization. So that's a capability that we do have. Just to give you a sense, there was a session today talking about projectors and the challenges of mapping. This is sort of our day job, right? This is what we do. This was 18 to 20 projectors, multi-channel audio, huge room, and it's a physical simulator which moves, right? This is work that we've done for the Science City in Kolkata, where we did a full dome projection, again projection mapping. Now this is an ongoing project, and this is for the Vadnagar Archaeology Experiential Museum. And one of the goals of the museum curators was to say, look, it's not enough to just give them a display, let's give them something hands-on, let them understand what things felt like. This is something that keeps improving as the curators understand the scope of technology, the next installation will get better. But I want to walk you through two different things that we've created for them and that have been deployed. One is, instead of just displaying content on panels, each of these spots actually has a sensor embedded. So the expectation is that the viewer will hold it, move it, and then when they place it on a particular spot, information relevant to that gets displayed. It's a very simple technology, it's very robust. So you may have to replace the pots, but the technology will continue working, right? So that becomes very important from an operational point of view. This is some of the things that we considered during the solution design. This one is another solution where historically different pots are used for different purposes, right? Form follows function. We wanted, if you can see this sensor here, it's actually tracking your hand positions. Again, these are very robust sensors because you're not touching them, right? So the idea with this was to help show them a structure, ask them to move their hands. If you successfully make it, right, I'm forcing you to pay attention to what you're doing. I'm demanding that you engage with the idea, right? Eventually, if you get the right shape, then it will tell you, good, congrats, this is what you built. This is what got baked, and this is what it was used for. Now, these are all technology tools. The experience that you want to design, if you have an idea, we can work with you to make that real. This is something that we created for the Prime Minister's Museum in New Delhi. This is a virtual helicopter ride. This is basically a projection of what India can be in the future, right? So this is a physical simulator of the Prime Minister inaugurated where it's a 270 immersion. So you will feel like you are traveling. Now, this was a physical simulator. You can imagine putting a VR headset sitting in there and you don't need the screen. So there are lots of permutations and combinations that we can design for you based on the constraints that you have. So we've done work for NSC Delhi, Kolkata, Rajkot, Bhuj, Ahmedabad, Jalandhar, Kabutala, and for instance, this is a touch interactive solution. And I'll show you the fish one in a bit. But the idea again is that tactile experiences are important. The challenge with tactile experiences is that, given the footfall and the sheer volume, things can get damaged. But if you design it well, you can make something that is fairly robust, easy to replace, and easy to maintain. Okay, this is the Kaputala project. Sir mentioned it yesterday. There's a clip of this playing in the screen behind us, right at the extreme left of the screen. And you can actually, if you watch that clip, it will tell you how the room was built and how the whole thing becomes a projection mapping canvas where as you're moving in the room, the system is interactive. So it's tracking your movement and the animation and the immersion changes, right? So this is something that we've done end to end. It is live. Again, so just to because it was mentioned yesterday, there is a fairly large room. We have 14 full HD projectors with 7.1 stereo sound, and we have machines that can pump in different perfumes, smells, odors, heat, cold, all of that, right? So you can actually make this a physical experience. It's not just visual inputs. So this is something that we created for Science City in Ahmedabad. It's an interactive app where you create based on a template with your color schemes and a fish. And this then gets added to the fish flowing, swimming in the monitor. Obviously, this is just the start. You can build a lot more. You can use this to be the hook to discuss what happens if something in the water changes. Right? So there's a lot of engaging content you can create where the fish that they've sort of put together sort of experiences and response. This is a relatively straightforward. It's just we've developed against random game users for the Raj Bhavan in Mumbai. They had excavated and renovated in the Raj Bhavan underground bunkers, which were used for the defense of the British colonial era. So we created a game where you basically are firing at pirates or friends or OGs or those that happens. We do augmented reality setups, which can be quite engaging. They can interact. Sorry. We can also do augmented reality. So, frankly, just to give you a sense of who we are. So, Priyanka is an architect from SET. She's a structural engineer. Mandeep, architect. I have a background, like I said, I'm a graduate from Faculty of College. I've done work in Paraguay. Raj is a mechanical engineer. Himanshu is a product designer. And though he says Karigar, he is the founder of Nonsense Studios. So we bring together a lot of different skills. I represent a team of 70 people who do everything from circuit board design to content development to hardware integration. So now we get to what we are building as a solution for scale and for cost effectiveness. And the key idea behind the real culture is that, see, you understand best when it is contextualized to you, right? So you want to explain science, and India has a history of science, we have a tradition of science. So you want to weave that into modern understanding of science. So that is basically what we have started developing IP for, right? It's an IP-based, Indianized entertainment solution that we are tailoring for Indian science museums and experience centers. And the goal is to, what I showed you as a catalog of our skills, we want to be able to take all of those and blend that with scientific concepts to develop engaging immersive experiences. Right? We want, science is discovery, discovery is fun. We want to enable that. So explore, like again, the goal is to enable people to explore, to enthrall them, and then engage them so that they get curious and they sort of take command of their own learning journey. And that is what we plan to do with Arco. So Arco is basically a 13-year-old character that we have created. He is a character that will travel with you through multiple universes and multiple experiences. And we're going to weave in storytelling, some elements of mythology, a lot of science, right? And the idea again is that you can't just make one video, right? You want to create a multimodal experience with content, technology, and delivery. It doesn't make sense to invest in a solution that doesn't work half the time, right? So that's a pain point that we want to solve upfront, so that when you're getting a solution, it just works. So Why do we want an ecosystem approach? We want an ecosystem approach because if I'm creating a standard platform and then I'm replicating it in multiple locations, the per unit cost reduces. Right? So I'm going to enable scale while making it possible. If we create a full ecosystem, we are going to be able to identify multiple themes but push the same idea. What does critical thinking mean? What does understanding statistical evidence mean? Right? All of these can be viewed into multiple stories. And as an add-on to that, if you keep presenting the same ideas in different ways, people connect with it, right? And there's a deeper engagement with concepts. So what are we building? We are creating 3D theater, stereoscopic films. We are creating virtual reality films, rides and interactive experiences. We are developing hardware-based physical and tactile engagements. We are creating simulators. Dome theater shows definitely part of what we are doing. We are developing augmented reality-based prototype solutions. So these two are launching now. You can actually see a clip of this film, which is again multimodal. They are going to sort of take the same theme, but it's going to be available as a dome film. There's going to be an interactive virtual reality experience. There's going to be immersive experiences. There are going to be rides. Right, so we want to create multiple deliveries of the same themes. We are developing all of these actively. This, for instance, is an AR-based solution. You saw a glimpse of that. Again, we are building multiple themes. And this, of course, is to drive engagement. You want to sort of get them involved. So, what are the advantages? And I'm pitching something. Why is it important? Yes. Last slide. So this is made in India. We end-to-end we are designing it. So we would love for you to come and tell us these are the things that would be of value to us, or these are the ideas, or these are the concepts. Tell us, Mohan, can you weave in something about probability? We'll find a way, right? Like I said, we have a very robust team. So if you give us a challenge, odds are we'll find you a solution. We can always figure out the budgets. That is always going to be a problem. But at least we can tell you what can be done. So this is the last slide. And I thank you for your time. We are right at the back. And again, it's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
इस विशाल आसमान के पार क्या है? और इस शांत समुद्र की परतों के नीचे क्या छुपा है? ये तो इस गहरे समुद्र में गोते लगाने के बाद ही पता चल पाएगा। बिरंगा है यहाँ। छोटा सा रंग बिरंगा जीव, कितना सुंदर लग रहा है ना।
लगभग 15 सेंटीमीटर छोटे से पिकॉक मैटिस श्रिम्प के ज्यादा करीब गए और इसने तुम्हें घुसपैठिया मार लिया, तो तुम्हें इसकी एक और सुपर पावर का अंदाजा होगा, इसका घुसा।
वो देख, समुद्र में पक्षियों की तरह तैरती विशाल पंखों वाली मछली।
ये जायंट मेटाली फिश है ना?
हाँ,
ये ऑक्टोपस है। इनके पास 3 दिल होते हैं और इनका खून नीला होता है।
इंसानों से एक दिल नहीं संभलता और इनके पास 3 तिल है।
वो देखो, समुद्री कछुआ, सी टर्टल।
ये हमारे घर पर लाखों साल पहले से है ना।
हाँ, दुनिया में 7 अलग-अलग प्रकार के सी टर्टल हैं।
सो ब्यूटीफुल, कमाल है ना। ना तो ये जेली है जिसे हम खा सकते हैं और ना ही फिश जैसी दिखती है, फिर भी जेली फिशेस कहते हैं। कुछ जेली फिशेस अंधेरे में चमकती भी हैं, जैसे कि ये। और ये है दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी मैमल, ब्लू व्हेल। टीटो, ये सफर खत्म होने को है।
कुछ नए किरदारों से मिलने, कुछ नई कहानियां खोजने, कुछ नया सीखने, एक नई दुनिया को समझने।
So, so if there are themes that you want to deploy at multiple locations, we can develop content around those themes. So there is a core set of ideas, right, that are communicated across the board. This is just one of the things that we can do. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. And for the last presentation, we have from Orbit Animate Private Limited. And today, to deliver this presentation, we have with us Mr. Anjanaba Moitro. Mr. Anjanaba Moitro is the founder and CEO of Orbit Animate Private Limited and Orbit Worldwide Limited UK. And Mr. Moitro has been instrumental in implementing CGI for full-dome platforms and developing production pipelines for complex scientific and engineering visualizations. After establishing Orbit Animate in 2024, he began working closely with the Indian Space Research Organization at SASC Ahmedabad, creating episodic astronomical documentaries using 3D animation. Mr. Moitro has played a key role in establishing some of India's most acclaimed planetariums, extending his services internationally to Italy, Iran, Germany, France, Sweden, China, Thailand, and Sri Lanka. Currently, he is leading the development of Asia's first LED planetarium in Mysore, a prestigious and pioneering project in the country. Mr. Moitro. What's your name? Yeah, and the presentation will be delivered by Tridanjana Moitro. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Srinanjana Maitra from Orbit Animate, and I'll be conducting the session. I would like to begin by extending my sincere thanks to the heads of science centers and organizers for inviting our company to be here today. It is my pleasure to be able to share our works and services through a very small presentation that I have here. Orbit Animate was established in 2004. We started as an animation and visualization company. In the last 2 decades, we have evolved and expanded from an animation studio to a leading turnkey solution provider of hybrid and digital planetarium solutions. So we have executed and installed about 18 planetariums in India, worked on greenfield projects and done modernization projects, upgraded to digital systems from analog, from optomechanical systems to full digital systems. And our 90%, over 90% of the hybrid planetariums has been established by our company since 2011. We also have the studio which has been upgraded with new technology, new resources, new manpower, and we produce our own content. We also distribute films in different formats to several science centers, flat screen theaters, museums, and planetariums across India. So here are some of the key services that we provide to the planetarium industry. Concept design and engineering. So from conceptualization to designing and complex engineering, Orbit is well equipped and well resourced to provide end-to-end support for any planetarium solution. Our team plays an expert role in modern theater designing, ambient lighting, spatial surround sound, illumination, acoustics, server management and controls, etc. Some of our upgradation projects in India are Science City Space Theatre in Kolkata, Ambivella Planetarium in Kolkata, Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium in Bangalore, Indira Gandhi Planetarium in recent installation upgradation in Patna, and also the Ambivella Planetarium in Chennai. So we typically do retrofitting, revamp, and rebuilding of upgradation projects. This is one of such pictures, snapshots from our 2018 installation in Science City Space Theatre. So dismantling of the optomechanical system and the gallery seating. It has been entirely transformed to 3D digital active 3D digital system. So we are not for greenfield projects. Sometimes for a upgradation project it becomes more challenging because we have to think about it's not just the change of projection system, but it's also the architectural planning and re-engineering to accommodate new technology, modern systems into an existing facility. So this is the kind of service that we provide: lease listing, engineering, and supervision. This is a project that we did in 2019, Ambivella, Chennai. So it has a suspension type of dome, 15 meter. This is one of our forte. We do dome screen installations not just in India but also in overseas projects, starting from 8 meters to 23-meter domes. We have field specialists and support team who are experts in for installation of any kind of domes, doing the steel structuring, paneling, painting, everything. We provide end-to-end solution for dome installation. So here is a short video of our installation back in 2018 at Science City Space Theatre. So we work collaboratively with a company called Astrotech, who are the panel manufacturers and also the installers. That time we used have given us extensive training. So now we are a team who can solely perform dome installations, not only in India but in overseas projects as well. So in areas where, due to many political reasons, some of our dome installation companies may not reach, we send our teams there for installation. So this is something that we are just joining the ribs and how we are lifting the ribs to make the steel structure of the dome. This is another iconic planetarium, the Ranchi Baramena Planetarium in Ranchi. We are also conducting the operations in this theater. We are responsible for the operations. That is also another key service that we are providing. Modernization and updation. So the key features, the key services that we provide are engineering support function. That includes the implementation of new technologies including the projection systems, electricals, HVAC, servers, etc. For the projection system, we utilize advanced visual technologies for giving the immersive experiences that one expects from digital systems. We design spatial surround sounds for small to large planetariums for enhanced auditory experience. Our software, we provide the Sky Explorer software, which is one of the most powerful astronomy software at this point in the world. So one can create, we'll come to that later on, but it's one of the kind of software which has the entire universe in volumetric models available, so one can customize contents, do simulations. It provides immense interconnectivity between planetariums to other astronomical institutions across the world. Real-time data simulation. It also has a very user-friendly interface, so for operations, one can have an effortless conduction using the software interface. For maintenance and support, we maintain a very big inventory of spare parts to minimize the downtime caused by unexpected breakdowns. We can easily replace the components when needed. We also have an online service management team who can access the hardware and software installed in any part of the world. We can address the issue promptly in case of a breakdown, and we don't have to really go for on-site visits. So it maximizes the planetarium's uptime. Very essential for operation of any busy planetarium. We also provide well-trained staff for planetarium operations. It is very essential for maintaining equipment and ensuring the safety and satisfaction of visitors. Currently, we have operations in Space Theatre in Science City, Ambibala Planetarium in Kolkata, in Ranchi Planetarium, Baramena Planetarium in Ranchi, and also the recently inaugurated Patna Planetarium, Indira Gandhi Planetarium in Patna. So we are collaborated with a global leader, RSA Cosmos Konikamilanta. They have their presence in Japan and in France. They are the major stakeholder of planetariums worldwide with over 200 plus projects. So this is RSA Cosmos software, the Sky Explorer, that offers stunning cosmic visualizations. And as I was simulations. You can make your own content using the software. It has vast features. So you can actually time travel using this software. We could go back to we can go back to 1985 and watch an eclipse online using the software. It's very interesting and we are very excited to explore all the features of the software. We are still learning. We are still providing training to our partners. These are some of the stunning visuals. These are available in 3D. We have recently incorporated some of our Indian space mission aircrafts and space mission aircrafts in the software. So we have developed those models using available data from ISRO, and we have used those we have ingrained them in the software. Those would be available very soon. So every year we have a new version, a new updated version of the software that comes along with the system and the package that we deliver. Inside the ISS, sorry. So, these are some of our recent installations. The other color planetarium under 12-meter dome. Then we have the Gujarat Science City under 18-meter dome, tilted and hybrid. We have the Patna Planetarium, which is a 3D planetarium, under a 16-meter dome. We have been awarded with the very prestigious LED planetarium project in Mysuru by the Indian Institute of Astrophysics. It's under construction, but it's expected to be completed by the end of this year. The screen has arrived, and we are expected to start installation of the dome by mid of this year. It's a fantastic facility located in a beautiful place in the hills of Chamundi Hills in Mysuru. These are real snapshots taken during the final acceptance. So we are going to get a true 8K on the screen. So this is a 15-meter dome, and we have 42 million pixels on the screen. So 1 pixel is equal to 1 LED. So we have 42 million LEDs on the screen. As I was telling, we are also collaborating with many production houses. We distribute, currently we are having more than 300 films in our library for distribution. That includes films in full-tone format, 2D, 4D, 2D, 3D, 2K, 4K, 6K, 8K. And we also provide flat screen 3D films to many theaters, small theaters in India. So we have a good archive of 3D shows, both CGI contents and live action films. So we have a very trusted partner from Enwave Pictures, located in Belgium. NCSM has licensed many films through us from Enwave Pictures. These are some of the, this is a demo reel, and these are some of the 30-35 minutes, covering genres like attraction films, ride films, live action films on wildlife, documentaries, astronomy, science and education, etc. Almost done. You know it's lunchtime. So we are also collaborated, and we have the distribution, exclusive distribution rights from K2 Studios based in California. We distribute their content mostly to the planetariums and large format films to many of the theaters in India. Here are some of the overseas projects that we have completed in 2023 and 2024. We have majorly been involved in the drone installation of these projects. Alexander, Germany, Malmo, Sweden, Montgomery in Ireland, Port Elizabeth in South Africa, Angola in Africa, Kenya and France. So these are some of the partners who are, we are with collaborations with these companies who provide and support us with technology, content, software, etc. In conclusion, I would like to say that we recognize that science and technology centers and planetariums are vital pillars of the scientific community. Our commitment is to offer turnkey solutions that streamline your mission. From crafting awe-inspiring planetariums to managing day-to-day operations and providing top-tier support, we stand by your side with all our knowledge, expertise, and experience. Thank you very much.
That was the last presentation of this session. The floor is now open for your questions. I would like to request all the presenters to please come up on the dais. Mr. Mohan, Mr. Sudhanshuji, Anjanabu, Mr. Anjanabu, please. Please, we are open to your questions. Mr. Manas, Mr. Chatterjee.
Hi everyone. I think I'm audible, yeah. So my first question is that in case to orbit Mr. Ramjanam Maitra, in case of dual pipe, in case of 3D, it is essential to have a dual pipe. Is there any other technology with which, bypassing dual pipe, we can have 3D?
The other technology is, again, it's a passive technology, but active Infitech is again coming into the picture. So, a few months back, some projector companies like Christie and Marco, they have come up with active Infitech. And with active Infitech, we can again use passive technology which is not dual pipe but projector, single, and still have 3. It's possible.
Yes. Sir, you would like to?
Thank you. We have several times, I think we have advertised also for many other solutions which we are requiring. But I think the response is not coming from many of the, for example, 3D films are like that. So I think tried several times most probably. But that's why we are trying that we have to advertise quite well. A lot of people are there who want to use 3D films for that. Yeah. And I think for Sudhanshuji, I think the robotics development is already have price. I think a lot of science scientists are over there, probably we have already talked to them. I think you need to also just connect with them individually also, so that they can take up this forward for the yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll connect.
Yeah.
Opportunity to meet everybody.
I have a question for all of you, that what will be the new digital experiences your company would be bringing out for the museums in the next few years?
So the question is, what are the new digital experiences we're going to be bringing out? ARCO is definitely the idea. The idea is that you want to create, again, multimodal experiences, 3D films across multiple topics, virtual reality, augmented reality, all of these are tools. I can't commit to when we'll be able to do this, but we're working very hard to see if we can integrate actual objects like what we did for the museum, but develop it as a productized version so that it's just easy to deploy and is very cost effective. So that might integrate virtual reality with custom hardware, sensors, so that we're actually learning a lot of things. The other point that I've made is the cost of VR is coming down substantially. Headsets that were 60 to 80,000 just 2-3 years back are now 20 to 30,000. As the cost comes down, you can start scaling. We have solutions where you can now do 20-30 VR headsets with the content, with synchronization, and you can now do team-based experiences. So I think VR becomes a very powerful that we are starting to do.
As you know, our program is mostly hands-on. So we are not virtually engaging students. We show them videos about technology. So one is inspiring the creator or inspiring the innovator. So we show them technology, where technology has gone. So some of our sessions are based on that, inspiring the thinker. But eventually what we are trying to develop is people who can build these virtual technologies or any other technology. So we are trying to make those innovators. Some curriculum we have where we are teaching using Scratch, we are teaching students how to build games and animations. So because we are working with high school students, so we are putting that experience of how they can build the game on their own. So maybe eventually they will become creators or employable by institutional or global companies in any way where technology is concerned. So all our programs are hands-on. We have to have interaction with some physical product. So WRO registration fee for Future Innovator category, one team per school, there is zero registration fee. That is for initial, but for regional level? No, for Future Innovator category, one team from every school has zero registration fee and they do not have to pay till national for Future Innovator category. Yes. For Robo Mission and for other categories, yes, there is a registration fee of 18,000 rupees per team. As you know, as I mentioned in my presentation, we are purely dependent on registration fee to run this program. We do not have any support. The registration fee can come down if somebody adopts us and takes care of all the expenses. It can be zero for everything. But so far we have to be on our own. Like most of your organization also earning money to sustain themselves. I mean, we can't depend on grants all the time. So registration fee, unfortunately, we have to keep, but for if you're a school, then it is free of charge for future innovators category. Anybody who is trying to come for robo mission has anyway needs to invest into hardware. So we see that those students who are investing into a robot kit or some other kind of hardware already have raised money. The second most important element of WRO is that we want to make them entrepreneurs. So we are encouraging them to raise money for their team. They have to go and raise money from donors, from their parents or their friends, or even go online and raise money using Keto and so many other donating platforms. So entrepreneurship is one part of it. So, I mean, I don't know whether this is the right answer for you, but we have tried to make the registration fee as zero wherever we could, but we also need money to run the program. Eventually we need money.
So, as per my earlier understanding with the STEM Foundation, the Lego WRO was taking to one particular OEM, and that was main deterrent because the cost of that kit was very high, and the support and post-sale servicing was another issue. So, question one is, are you still sticking to the same OEM? Number two, and if there is any problem, because I face this problem, is there any local version available as far as the robotic piece is concerned? That way we can create our own entrepreneur, can provide us the local kits. This question is very
good question, sir. Thank you so much. I think I missed that point in my presentation. WRO from this year is open to any technology, is not restricted to any one. Earlier one category was locked to Lego, robotics kit, the robo mission category, but now it is open choice of technology. You can bring any technology, any kit, any platform, any material you can use. You can make it from wood, you can make it from plastic, you can 3D print it, you can make it from cardboard. It's all left to the students to decide. All technologies are welcome. So there is no restriction on that they have to use a particular set of technology. This is not only in India, but we have been pushing it actually globally. It has been announced. Any technology is alright. So that is why we are reaching out to all the utter tinkering labs, all the Robo Shiksha Kendra that we are setting up. Also, we don't use Lego in our Robo Shiksha Kendra. So everybody can have whatever they have in their school, they can use it. So that will reduce the cost as long as they are able to build the robot within the technical parameters given in our rule book. The size is there and the weight is there, so as long as they are within that, they can use any technology they want.
And next question is to Mohan and Mr. Moitra, if you can address this issue. NCSM has created not many museums and centers. They are struggling in running professionally. And as far as the visitors are concerned, they are there, visitors are there. So are you thinking in adopting such centers as well as some interesting facilities are concerned? For example, Orbit International can come up with some new facilities like 7D, 3D or some simulator, and on PP model you can operate on that. It will be beneficial to both of you, the science center, the student community, as well as the organization or the company as it is also. So, are you thinking of this particular model or still this costly affair? As far as my understanding was, evolution in the projection technology has brought the rates down, and you can think in this particular direction. The stage is very open, there is no competition this side. What's your opinion?
Yes, sir. Our intention is also quite the same. We have received some opportunities to run planetariums as an operational team, but that has been in a very, very rudimentary manner so far. but we definitely would like to take and grab certain opportunities that organizations like ours can extend to us to run a planetarium. You remember that we had a small discussion, a small panel in IME where we were sitting in the same dais and we discussed the same thing, that we would definitely like to bring planetarium to the kind of, it should be a venue for interaction, and it should be a venue for learning. It's not only, it should not be restricted in a kind of a mode where it will just show some full-blown movies and it will work like a cinema hall and people will come in and go out. So we would definitely like to take opportunity there to bring this particular model into planetariums, and so that we can, use our capability to run planetariums and maybe science centers. Mostly planetariums is our forte, in a way that we would increase the interactivity within the viewers. So we would like to bring in live shows, we would like to bring in interactive shows, and I would take the opportunity to make some more presentations to you later during the course of the year, where we are building in some interactivity in the seats of planetarium itself, where viewers can actually, or children can actually take part into the content itself. So that way we would definitely like to step forward and come into operating more and more of such facilities and change the way that planetariums are being operated. Thank you so much.
If there are no more questions, I think we close the session now. I thank all the presenters here for coming in short notice. And I will invite DGNCSN and DGNCSN. Please come up on the dais and we'll have a photograph. So we go for lunch now. It's already 2:30. So by 3:15 we'll be ready for, pardon? Yeah, we'll start for Patratu at 3:15. And tomorrow I request all the delegates, please put on the conference t-shirt. We would like to have some photographs wearing that particular conference t-shirt, the one with collar. Okay? Thank you so much.